essa série aqui. O vampirinho do mal. Aqui é onde eu vim. Chegando agora, sejam todos bem-vindos. Vou deixar aquele like aí. Bora trocar aquela ideia. Como é que vocês estão? Games antigos. Olha FC aí, FC. Como é que você tá, manito? Ah, não sei como é que não caiu minha live, hein? Seja bem-vindo, FC. Bora continuar, né? Eu não caiu o comentário, meu Deus. E aí, como é que foi a live hoje? Boa? Ah, que legal! Consegui colocar. É. Nossa, aí sim! Aí sim, 3 horas aí. Show de bola. Eu vi mesmo que eu entrei na live sua. Você tava fazendo, hein, feio? Oxe, hoje ele tá animado hoje, hein? Hoje ele tá animadão hoje. Cara, me perdi no meio desse mapa aqui, velho. Agora é por aqui, ó.
You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine.
É forte, hein? Vai pra lá, irmão. Oxi. Tá quase terminando o dia já, Fábio?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a
O
few
Gears tá
questions.
quase terminando
Please be
já,
my
o
guest.
Gears of War 4.
Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require
Ah, tá.
mediocre
Será o
writing
Hulk
skills.
mesmo?
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never
Aí
heard of
show
it.
de bola.
I'll leave you alone, sir. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now.
Show.
It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Chegando agora, sejam todos bem-vindos, galera. Muito obrigado pela presença. Tem 40 metros? Onde tá esse maluco, velho? Hoje você vai abrir live hoje de novo ou não é dia vai abrir hoje você?
Trickery. You are blinded by your false
Good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Ufa! Pena que o londinho desse game aqui é muito pesado.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too
Tô
believe
bolando
in
umas decks
providing
pra lá e pra
medical care
membros, cara.
without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have convinced
Aqui no
me.
YouTube, sabe fazer? Ou lá na
All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
It's locked, all right.
That's long. Aqui mesmo? Show de bola. Vou dar uma limpada na casa do cara, né?
If you want to talk to
Pra
Dorothea,
história,
you
você
must go across the
pra
courtyard
história.
and take
Nossa,
the
vai ter tanto
stairs.
cerveja
You've
pra
not been
história. Como é que você
formally
tá?
introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm
Seja
here to
bem-vindo,
keep
maninho.
snitches
Como é que
and
tá?
spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
I know you fought for your country when
Ah,
it was
para mim,
occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all
Viva!
my life, and I will until my
Tá de
last
boa.
breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Ah,
It's a
tô
free
bem, cara. Vamos
country.
levando as
It
coisas
is
aí.
not the country I
Tamo
fought
indo aí.
for.
Devagarzinho
My
tamo indo.
homeland is not appeased, Doctor. I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied
Estamos
Romania,
aqui
don't you?
relembrando
Even if not
canais
directly,
aqui.
I
Dando
fought
um
against
loop
your
no canal
enemies.
novamente.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Do you have any
Olha
family
o Val aí,
left,
Val.
Mr. Petrescu?
Salve, Val. Como é que você
Children
tá,
or
maninho?
grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about a
Cara,
family
ele é
like
legal
this,
sim,
but
o pré-histórico, mas ele é bem
Thank
assim,
you,
é um
Dr.
jogo
Reed.
investigativo, né, velho?
I
Você
appreciate
tem que ter
your
uma
trust.
paciência, velho. A paciência
This
pra
war
jogar aí, porque
won't
eles têm
last
que ler,
forever.
pergunta,
Did you
investigar,
ever think
tudo.
of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have both strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old dying man, who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Ah, é legal sim, não é ruim não. Mas tem que ter paciência pra jogar ele, né? Ah, deixa eu dar uma vez aqui, ó. Só ver. Não é
Goodbye,
ruim não,
Mr.
cara.
Petrescu.
Gostosinho de jogar. Esse aqui foi o jogo do mês passado da PSN. Já tô na terceira parte do game já.
It's locked, all right. Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely
Yeah,
disappointed. but I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates, Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, could I say? A live tenant's a paying tenant.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane. She's a nurse. What can you tell me about
Tem
her?
muita gente pra
Dorothy
conversar aqui, velho.
Crane, bless her soul. I really should thank her someday.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick foreigners.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be
Ah, Val,
around
só
next
de olho,
time
né,
to
Val?
save you.
É, Val, vou abrir live hoje.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Vampyr. Nossa, Castlevania é legal também, mas difícil em Castlevania também. Um pouquinho complicado aquele lá.
I'll kill you! Excellent! We have to stop it!
Toma, amigão.
It's locked.
Ah, não sei por que eu não... Os mapas aqui é bem complexo. Eu acho que é ali, ó.
It's locked, all right.
Vamos dar a volta aqui.
Hello,
É
Mr.
por trás da casa dele.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in.
Por trás aqui, ó. Acho que eu tenho que dar a volta por trás. Falei? Volta por trás. Eu acho que é por trás, né? Fechado, agora abre. Não, o cara deve estar por aqui.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily, high fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and Cialis for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor, none at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Green. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor.
Pronto, é a sugestão dela, né?
He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Eita,
The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine. Now.
Yes, Doctor.
Ah, não sei nem o que é que ele tá falando, hein?
We've lost pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly?
Aí
Everything you
dentro.
could.
Salve, maninho.
Is that how you'll
Seja
report this in your
bem-vindo, cai
log?
dentro.
Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something
Nossa, cara, velho.
primitive.
O cara tá
There have
capreiro,
been
hein?
numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Olha o anime aí, como é que você
I
tá,
doubt you're
anime?
here to
De
test my
boinha?
bedside manners. To what do I owe this courtesy?
Olha aí, os comerciais estão aparecendo pra vocês aí. Fernando Araújo.
This is an
E aí,
unfitting
maninho, como é
place
que
for
você
the
tá?
illustrious Dr. Reed. You shouldn't
Beleza,
be.
Marcelão?
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Sejam todos bem-vindos, galera. Obrigado pela presença de
Your
todos.
heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a
Até que eu não
serious
sei se eu
crime.
fiz certo hoje, hein?
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Será que ela aparece? Será que ela não aparece? Amigo? Entrou em contato com o Google? E aí?
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and a noble justification.
Ah, eu mandei mensagem pra
All
eles
the
lá
same,
também.
blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you
Eu
going to
entrei
turn
pelo
me over
sistema.
to the authorities?
Ah, a mesma coisa que falaram pra mim também. Mas o problema é que tem muita gente reclamando. Daqui a pouco eles vão atualizar alguma coisa aí, velho.
No.
Daí sabe por que eles fazem
Your
isso? Porque o
place
dólar tá
is
caro,
here.
velho.
Jailing you would be
O
an
dólar
even
tá
greater
caro, então
crime.
como é, querendo ou não,
So,
filho. O comercial tá
here
mais
is
caro, né,
my
velho? Você acha que eles vão querer pagar?
I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide
É,
me
igual pra você,
with
daqui a pouco
medical
eles vão lançar uma
supplies when the
atualização da
need
plataforma
arises.
aí.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice then.
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
Entrevista com o vampiro. Entrevista com o vampiro, eu gosto de um filme isso aqui.
It's locked, all right.
Eu tô gostando desse joguinho aqui, galera. Ah, eu preciso só de olho, né? Agora entrou o comercial. Ah, da hora, uma coisa, velho. A gente assistiu os comerciais inteiros e eu agradeço demais, hein, galera. Ajuda demais. Os centavos que nós ganhamos aí nos comerciais ajuda demais, hein. Opa, opa.
Burn it, boy! Oh, Christ! Burn! That's
Ó, Vidal. Olha o Val aí, o Val. Ah, cara, tô mais perdido aqui nesse jogo aqui.
Effectiveness has been proven proven by many. Even the flu is no
Agora ele me
match
manda
for
pro
the
lugar.
stronger accordion.
É, molequinho terrível. Esse aqui que eu tô usando, Val, ele não é o Night Boot do site. Esse daqui é o STREAMLAB Chat Boot. Ele é a mesma coisa que o Night Boot, mas aqui ele faz a função, né? Você instala o programinha, aí você consegue colocar o seu nome no boot. Ele pega o seu nome e coloca no boot. Chama STREAMLAB Chat Boot. Night Boot você não consegue colocar seu nome. Ah, nele eu já não sei, Val. No stream, na página eu já não sei. Eu nunca vi, não. Na página eu nunca vi. Eu nunca mexi muito bem no site, pelo site, tá ligado? Eu usava mais o STREAMLAB Chatbot.
It's locked.
Caraca, os caras escondem bem, velho. Pelo site eu não sei fazer não, eu só uso pelo STREAMLAB só.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so
Tem uns
deliberately.
lobisomens esse jogo aqui, velho. Esse jogo tem uns lobisomens aqui, velho.
Kill it, boy! Cross the leaf, boys! Stand! Finish! Die, Berlin!
Tô mais forte que vocês, velho. Bora encostar nos 20 likes aí, galerinha. É bem complexo esse game, velho. Bem complexo mesmo. Ufa. Estamos chegando no hospital, hein, galera. Estamos encostando no hospital.
Good evening, Nurse Brennan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye,
Não
nurse.
tem, não tem.
Call me if you need
Não tem, não
assistance.
tem. Cadê o doutor?
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better
Juntamos, né?
news during
Juntamos,
these
galerinha.
terrible
Juntamos, hein?
times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future.
Aí sim.
And look at you now.
de
Eminent
bola,
surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
É só pegar todos esses daqui, eu consigo desbloquear todas as vezes.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please,
O novo anime
speak
só tá
freely.
vendo aí, só.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital
live
to
hoje,
be
João.
prepared for what was to come.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not
Você
lack
tá na área, hein,
talented
Marcelão?
people. It just lacks hope.
Eu fiz essa, não, tá fechado. De Londres eu fiz todos. Aqui tinha, fiz.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Aí sim, velho. Falta muito. Esqueci que já perguntei isso pra você, já, ó, meu BS caiu, galera. Tá reconectado.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Ela é uma vampir.
What prevails in the end, I wonder? The desire for blood, or to be of service to man?
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
We are vampires. We live by leeching the blood from weaker prey. We are Darwin's next chapter, his cynical and perhaps ultimate expression.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I would let anyone see me in this condition.
I must confess I have not put an end to the blackmail, my lady. Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to do it.
I'm so disappointed in you, Jonathan. I didn't expect this from you.
Lady Ashbury, you yourself admitted how ridiculous the sum of money was. I can assure you it was all used for charitable ends.
Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you, Jonathan? All right? Say I trust you.
Falta 3
But you
likes
will
pra
still
chegar
pay the
aqui,
ransom.
hein?
That is only fair. After all, it was you who failed to bring this problem to a satisfactory conclusion.
I believe I could agree to that.
And since a lady always keeps her promises, I will now answer any questions you may have.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man.
Cara,
He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young
foi essa daí
blood
que ele
as
mordeu no
yourself be
comecinho
torn
do
to shreds by
jogo,
some
véi.
gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
Ah, que legal, aqueles caras lá são primitivos.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27.
27
I've been
aninhos?
27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
Vampyr,
My
hein? Meu
maker.
Deus do céu, velho.
He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well.
E vai,
But I believe
vamos
there is
arrastando essa
more to
conversa
this than you
até pra onde vai.
A lady has to have some secrets.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks.
Eu não vi.
No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are
Vou dar aquela
vampires.
compartilhadinha aqui, cara.
But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
Ah, normal. Cara absurdo, FC. Os cara tem... Os cara tem merda na cabeça, velho. Eles cobrar tão caro no...
For now, my lady.
Pois eles falam que é por causa do
I
dólar.
must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Nossa, eu não acabei com ela ainda. Ô, louco, 249 no redor ainda. Ô, louco, gosto rico, 249. Nossa, tava R$60 na PCN, velho. R$60 na PCN, velho, tava. E pior que tem gente que compra, viu, FC? Vá. Pior que tem gente que compra, cara.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances,
Tem gente que compra. Opa. Ah, eu também pesquiso bem também, velho. Pesquiso bem também, cara. Eu não... Ah, os caras... Se deixar, mano, se você for meio leigo, o cara mete a faca no você, velho. O cara te mete a faca.
Razvan was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire the flowers dying? It needs water.
Ah, estamos no... Todas as três partes que eu fiz. Estamos no capítulo 3 ainda, velho.
The flowers dying. It needs water.
Os cara é muito... Defesa... O cara é muito mercenário, FC. Tô sugerindo. Você viu de quanto vai estar do PS5 que os caras estavam sugerindo? Por isso faz incursão inútil em... Ah, não sei falar o nome. Ah, o jogo tá interessante, velho. Tá bem interessante esse game aqui, velho. Ah, primeiro vamos arranjar água pra essa planta.
It needs water.
Ali, ó.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Na faixa de 350 a 400 reais, velho.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Como é que eu vou dar água pra aquela planta ali, né? Tudo bem.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
Você vê, velho, os caras...
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Olha o sangue dele 6 mil, velho.
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to be the common factor in all of this.
I totally agree. We're in uncharted territory here. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but imagine the possibilities.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Vamos ao cemitério. Vamos lá dar uma bisoiada no cemitério, né?
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Bloody leech!
Cara chato esses caras. Muito chato.
Kill you!
Morre, amiguito. Morre, morre.
Steady, boys! We've got one of them here! Get a taste of this!
Ah, eu nunca usei a arma desse jogo. Nunca cheguei a usar. Vamos visitar a manita.
I don't know if I have the strength. I can't believe I'm doing this.
$49.
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Shashun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
This part of town is very fragile. I hope the trust so many people put in her will not be betrayed.
You should go home now.
No, not yet. I miss my dear Matthew so much, and I can't forgive myself.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say,
Ele
I
passou
too
sim.
have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
Ó, peguei uma. Tem que ver o que eu vou responder agora.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiaoshu.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little
Peguei mais uma.
science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Abre duas.
Are you a doctor yourself?
Opa, peguei a
Is this why
terceira.
you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I wanted you to know that you have done nothing wrong. Unlike me.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
Me falta uma pergunta.
No, I am not.
Uma pergunta.
But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I wanted you to know that you have done nothing wrong. Unlike me.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by
Falta uma pra
terrible
me acertar,
disease.
né?
A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
Falta uma, velho.
I've seen many deaths in my life, and we all grieve in our own way. Some stay silent, or need to shout. Others need company, and some just can't stand it.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
You realize you can't stay
Ah,
here
falta uma só,
forever,
caraca.
don't you?
É difícil achar aqui, né?
Eventually, you have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say... I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
This part of town is
Essa já
very
fiz,
fragile.
tem que ver.
I hope the trust so many people put in her will not be betrayed.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Ai, ai. Tá faltando uma pergunta.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiaoshun.
Matthew died of the Spanish
Faltando uma
flu,
pergunta,
like
eu não
so
consigo
many
achar essa
others.
pergunta, velho.
It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his
Cara, não consigo
condition?
achar essa pergunta,
He
velho.
was a smiling type.
A quantidade de sangue do cidadão é fortemente influenciado pela saúde. Os números de pista que você escolher antes do abraçá-lo.
A happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family whom you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
I've seen many deaths in my life, and we all grieve in our own way. Some stay silent, or need to shout. Others need company, and some just can't stand it.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Desceu.
Goodbye for now.
So many new...
Caraca.
Maybe I'll see you again in my
Faltou
chapel.
o último.
Goodbye for now.
Faltou esse aqui só. Ah, deve ser o controle da mente, por isso que eu não consegui.
Matthew, the world has gone completely mad.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony. This is despicable. Mother, why have you come here?
Abre a porta,
This is
velho. Não
proving
abre.
far worse than I imagined.
Não abre a bagaça da porta, velho. Eita, nós.
I have this thirst for blood.
Problema, não abre a porta ali. Eu preciso subir aqui. Aqui. 47 metros da porta. Achamos. Achamos a passagem.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that
Nossa, o cachorro
believeth
do
in
bem.
me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do. Accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan.
Show
And a
de
young
bola.
icon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How is it possible? Tell me.
Ela não tem.
Is it so easy to take a life every night and then just smile and nod at those you spared?
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished.
Show de bola.
Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
I'm not a religious man. You should know that.
This is not about you forgiving yourself. This is for her. This is you telling Mary how sorry you are.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace.
Ele não pode entrar na
Find the
igreja.
solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Vamos lá trocar uma ideia com o padre.
Squash the leech, boy!
O cara não pode me ver, velho. O cara me vê, eles querem...
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Eita,
Ascalon does
bagaço.
not approve of lone wolves bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon.
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them.
Olha o
or I shall
tamanho da
return as your
pessoa,
judge
velho.
and jury.
These immortals try my
já
patience
você recebeu
with their
chamada aí, né?
plans, unsolicited counsel.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Time to get rid of this!
Já recebeu, a gente mata, né? Aí foi bem claro pra você.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Have you any news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
I'll never know what goes on in that place. But as long as people are getting better, I'll stop investigating her.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People
Acabou
shouldn't
de
be
bater no
demoralized
controle.
by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for glorious British Empire.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
That chapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. That's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to tell some stories.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I must confess, some of my rational views have been shaken by recent events.
I'll remember to stay away from the district's roughest streets then.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you... You care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Of course.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Bora pra igreja, né?
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem
do padre aqui.
somewhat perturbed.
I hadn't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop, but I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've told you once, this is a private concern.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me, is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest, as you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
Just know, I cared for her.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I swear it wasn't me. You know me. I loved you. I could never hurt you.
Please, forgive me. You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Então tá, então, né? Tá. Vamos chegar lá no Edgar, lá, né? Terminar essa parte. Quem que é esse maluco aí, véi? Quem que é esse doido varrido? Vai pra lá, amigão. Agora entendi da barrinha de sangue animal.
And pain are precious when binding you to the earth. You. I remember you. Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
Tell me what you are.
I am the whitened bones and blackened soil. The land made blood course through thy veins.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur. I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Doctor.
Ela tem perguntas.
To read.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try our best.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter. But I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembrok Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Opa! Ah, já liberou alguma coisa aqui, ó. Não liberou ainda?
Goodbye, Miss Hawkins.
Não liberou, velho.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How's your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss.
I
just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills.
Confiança dele.
No effect.
Aí tá chegando agora do seu novo aí, surgindo nosso trabalho.
Flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Won't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death. In the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
You disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Aqui dentro eu não posso usar, velho. Impressionante. Aqui dentro eu não posso usar meus poderes. Caraca, velho, cadê esse cara, velho? Ah, o Edgar, ele deve estar no andar de cima. Deve estar no andar de cima. Falei?
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile.
Esse cara vai me dar trabalho.
You can't hide from the guard.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stone, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, all right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well.
Vamos dar uma mãozinha pro médico aqui, né?
Jonathan, please, I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this. If you don't mind, I have a few questions.
I'd be delighted to help you if I'm able.
What exactly happened here while I was absent?
Hampton turned, quite violently as it happened. Lurking about, attacked Miss Jones. To say he created quite a commotion would be an understatement.
Are you sure it was Hampton that killed Miss Jones?
There was blood everywhere, but no body. And you know the state she was in. I fear for what he did with her. Hopefully he just hid the corpse.
How did the Guard of Prewen come to hear of this?
McCullum has spies everywhere. He will jump at any opportunity to disparage the Brotherhood and show his contempt.
I recently tried to enter a church. It has been a very unpleasant experience.
The Brotherhood's research on the matter of faith and vampirism has proved somewhat insubstantial, to say the least.
It's hard to explain in terms of science, that's for sure.
I'm sure Lady Ashby will have far greater insight into this matter than little old me.
Is this proof that I'm cursed in the eyes of the divine?
The wrath of the Almighty? There's no way of knowing. It could be subconscious guilt, or irrational fear, or deep-seated beliefs.
Who was that man in your office?
Geoffrey McCullum, actual leader of the Guard of Prewen. I suspect he's the man behind the rebirth of this old and dusty society.
They know I'm here now, don't they?
I understand your need for blood, and will not get in your way. But if you could refrain from feeding within these walls, it would go a long way to defending your case.
What do they hope to achieve?
Their ultimate goal is the eradication of all vampires in the country. They see you as a threat to mankind, Jonathan.
I just recently met the strangest creature in Whitechapel. He was immense. He mocked me and accused me of hypocrisy.
Perhaps it was a skull. London's streets are overflowing with them these days.
He was observing me with the obvious intent to do me harm. His very presence evoked a palpable sense of menace.
You need to be careful, Jonathan. You've no idea what this creature really is.
Tá bem tranquilo.
It was a vampire, all right. But what kind, I'm not sure. He was large and very fast.
If you find anything more about this creature, the Brotherhood would greatly appreciate any information you could spare.
Thank you, Edgar.
E aí, galerinha? Pegamos uma medinha por aqui, um lugar de... Foi rápido. Tem que vir aqui agora.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Tem que melhorar um pouco meu negócio de hipnotismo dos caras, do coisinho. Não sei se é hipnotismo que fala, né, velho? Vou até 2 horas de live, galera. Aí vou encerrar, viu? Espero que vocês estejam curtindo, galera, que tá chegando aí, dá um feedback aí.
It seems the Prewin are redoubling their patrols in the district. And be more careful.
A gente agradece também. Meu Deus do céu, hein?
Stupid bitch! Get off! You'll pay for that!
Gripinha chata, velho.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this garden. Something, sweetie. My guess is they're recruiting for some vengeance.
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for our...
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
negócio?
The sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk. He needs to catch him.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
Standard story. Monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a...
Tá sendo sua mãe de cabelo de pé lá, ninguém. Corpo, sangue, ciência. Você pode pegar o controle debaixo da besta, deixar a besta tomar conta por um breve período. Autofadiga, garras, barreira de sangue, que é isso? Cria uma barreira invisível que absorve danos direto e dissipar. Ah, entendeu. Entendeu. Essa. Regeneração rápida. Acho que não me interessa. Interessante aqui. Boa forma, aumenta o seu vigor. Quer saber onde tem o poder de lança uma nuvem sobre os pés dos inimigos para um leve. Não explode e causa muito danos. Aqui. O controle de sangue no alvo fica mais forte. O tempo do controle é aumentado. Então, coagulação. Muito obrigado pelo like, galera. Seja bem-vindo aqui, tá chegando agora aí. Coagulação. Ela tem que ter o poder da mente. Tem poder que ele absorve. Táticas. Táticas. E táticas. Não, não é também que eu quero. Não é isso que eu quero também. Tem que ter outra tela aqui, velho. Remete lança feita de sangue através do inimigo na sua frente. Condição corporal. Mais um aqui. Não lembro, cara, não lembro de... Esse aqui que é o problema, você conseguir desbloquear pensamento deles. Aqui tá meio que equilibrada. E as coisas, sangue. Preciso pegar mais sangue. Recupera instantaneamente 300 pontos de vida, mais 150 pontos em 15 segundos. E velho. A mecha seca é bom em modo. Tá? Então, de cidadão fracasso. Entendi. Eu fracassei, vocês são? Ah, você tá brincando que o jogo crashou comigo, velho. De novo. Tá de parece. Galerinha, muito obrigado pela presença aí, obrigado pelos likes, sejam todos bem-vindos na minha próxima live aí. Valeu, galera, fiquem com Deus.